Hi there, we're ready for our next phonics lesson. The last phonics lesson I talked to you guys about a new trigraph. We've already learned trigraph IGH. And then in my last video, I talked to you guys about the trigraph TCH. Today, I'm going to show you a third trigraph, and I'm going to teach you a new spelling rule too. So I'm going to go ahead and erase those so that way I have some room. I want you guys to take a look at these words. All right, we have the words fudge, badge, and edge. If you notice, we hear the j sound at the end of all of those words. But those words all have three letters in common. We have the D, G, E in all three of those words. But as you listen to the words again, think to yourself, do you hear the letter D? Fudge, badge, edge. We don't hear it, do we? So this is trigraph DGE. It's a lot like trigraph TCH that we talked about in the last video. We don't hear the letter D, so we're going to cross that off. What we do hear is the soft sound of the letter G. Now, we just did that in class not too long ago as well. We talked about how sometimes the letter G has a soft sound like giraffe. And we talked about when that happens. We talked about how it happens when there's an E, I, or a Y after the letter G. So, and look here, all those G's have an E after it. So it's gonna say that soft J sound. And we practiced it by putting a little dot above it just to help us remember that it's making that J sound, that J sound. If you notice, we have short vowels again in front of the trigraph. We have udge, we have badge, edge. So just like the last video with the spelling rule, when we use TCH after a short vowel, we're gonna do the same rule with DGE. So that makes it really easy. The times that we use the trigraph is when there's a short vowel before it, when you're sounding it out. So there you go with that. I'm going to show you one other way to spell the J sound at the end of a word. Let me get those words up here. Take a look at them. Try to read them as I have written them. Here we have the words bulge, hinge, and cage. You'll notice that at the end of the words, we have GE. That's the other way to spell the J sound at the end of a word. If you look before the GE in those words, we have an L, that's a consonant. We have an N, which is a consonant. But here we have the A. But this time it's not saying A, it's saying A because of that sneaky E there. So the rule is that when you have a consonant, a long vowel, you're going to use GE when you hear the J sound at the end of a word. Now sometimes you're going to think to yourself, well, what if I forget the E or something like that? Sometimes we just put the E there just to make it look right. It doesn't have a job because these E's right here are not being sneaky. It's not making any vowel say its name. It's just there to make our word look right. It's just being silent. It's not doing anything. The other thing that I want you guys to know is that when you hear the J sound at the end of a word, it will never be the letter J. So please don't, when you're sounding out a word, please don't write the letter J at the end of a word. It's always going to be the letter G or with GE or DGE because it's that soft sound. So when you hear that J sound, it's going to be the soft G using GE or DGE that we just learned. So now we know three trigraphs to use in our reading and our spelling. We have trigraph TCH, IGH, and DGE. So I hope this helps with your reading. I hope this definitely helps with your spelling. Take a look at these videos often to kind of refresh your memory. Find these things in your stories and your books, and I will see you on our next phonics lesson. See ya!